musicians in temples. Music was medicine. Musicians were the healers, which is why Satan was what? Satan was the god of music, and the symbol of healing is serpents. The medical symbol is serpents, going back to the light bearer, going back to the serpent wisdom, dealing with the fact that all sickness is a misalignment of the
disconnected.
And once you align that right, can't no disease stand
Connected.
the body, because the frequency is so balanced and in tune. So let me give a shout out to Rising Black Sun. You don't find hospitals in the old world, but you find cross symbols, which is the symbol of medicine, right? And they're in churches, right? You find them in these churches, you find symbols of the serpent, symbols of old world archetypes, like when Christ was the serpent lifted up. Music was medicine, and that's why the serpent was the Lord over music, but also a healer at the same time. Let me show you some more synchronicities. See, you look at the Statue of Liberty and you think this is a new statue given to us by the French, and you so wrong. You wrong. That's a lie you've been told. We didn't build a Statue of Liberty. We can't build it. It's too advanced. We don't have the steel technology today to reduplicate it. It's one of the there's a lot of monuments in the world that we inherited after the reset. See, after the reset, the Roman Empire became the Roman Catholic Church. And that's because they squatted squatters in all of these beautiful temples and cathedrals. They didn't build them. These are barbarians, pilgrims, barbarians. They destroyed the Tartarians. They're the barbarians. And when they destroyed the Tartarians, they set up shop in all of those beautiful temples. The Roman Empire became the Catholic Church, but it's still the Roman Empire. And they still giving you the religious system of the old church, which is believing in Venus, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn. Sanchez, I don't believe in those Greek gods. You believe in the space program, right? They turned the 7 Greek gods into the 7 planets to replace the old world knowledge of the 7 chakras, which are the 7 spikes coming from the Statue of Liberty head. Bracket. When the pilgrims showed up here, we was talking about 7 chakras. These people didn't even have a real religious or spiritual system. They were barbarian. Their system was capitalism. It was survival of the fit, the strong, only the strong survive. Like, I'm trying to show you that when the Roman Empire came here, they didn't even have Roman mythology. They didn't even have their 7 Greek gods. That's what I'm telling you. What they did, they turned the 7 chakras into 7 planets or 7 Greek gods, and they took the knowledge away from us, which is learning about the 7 layers of the self, and they turned it into the glorification of Venus, God Mercury, goddess Venus, and people became peasants. People became dumbed down. People lost the old world spiritual system about the Kundalini and the 7 chakras, the 7 hermetic principles. We lost that. That's the serpent wisdom. The Kabbalah tree has the serpent on it, and the balls that you see on the tree became the Christmas tree today. They didn't hide the old world stuff. They just retranslated it, reinterpret what it means to you. And that's why syncretism is going to show you what happened right now. Let's look at some more, pull out some more connections. So this god is called a Dagda, and what I'm showing you is that the Statue of Liberty is a god. It's an androgynous archetype that's neither male or female, which is why people have a conversation about, I wonder if it's man or woman. They did that on purpose, but their mind wasn't in the gutter, like I said. So right here we see the Statue of Liberty, and we see that in antiquity that would be 7 main roots coming from the trunk of this tree, wrapping back around from the root chakra to connect you inside of your electromagnetic energy field, clothing you in the veil. And let me just show you this. I hate to throw big words around without visuals. Here's your visual. This is what the Dagda representing. And the reason I want to pull this up is so you can see for yourself why the Statue of Liberty has a spiky hat that goes out like Nefertiti. Look. See this? Look at the crown chakra. Look at what's happening at the crown. You got on a witch hat. You're a magician, wrapped up in your own little simulation that you ran. You're God acting out a role. And once you complete the script, you'll be better off than what you were before you came. This shit is like a incubator. It's like a furnace. It's molding us to a better version with every test, every challenge, every choice. But check this out, right? This is like a gate around the body, but this is what the Statue of Liberty is showing us with the spikes coming out. And this is why Nefertiti have on a hat that's bending outward like this. It's showing the crown chakra, and it's showing you what Lady Liberty's spikes are doing. The 7 chakras are orbiting the body, and this is the original solar system. They changed it into 7 planets going around the sun. But the true conception of the universe, the ancients said we're all in the middle of our own universe. And that the 7 wandering stars are 7 gateways that lead into 7 parallel realities where we will be 7 versions of ourselves, to acting out 7 lifetimes of 7 lessons that we must learn to master ourselves. This was the old world spiritual system before they turned it into tithing and big hats and fancy suits. And the Statue of Liberty was an old world archetype that would have been teaching the Europeans here, because what had happened was the pilgrims, right, when they came here, they didn't know none of this knowledge. And when we gave them the knowledge of the 7 chakras, they corrupted it and turned it into the 7 Greek gods of Olympia. And they extracted all of the deep knowledge of self out of it and got everyone glorifying vain statues of Mercury and Venus and Pluto, and not even knowing how it's their knowledge. It relates to them. We're all, the gods are holding different aspects of our own knowledge of self. Each god represents a layer of self, Venus, Mercury, and they're all circling the highest self, which is the sun in the middle of the solar system. This is the old world spiritual system that the pilgrims converted into what we call modern day Christianity. They didn't have a spiritual or religious system. Their spiritual system was simply capitalism, buying and selling. May the best man win. That's why we call them barbarians. Barbarians don't have knowledge of self. They don't have a governing system, a law system of balance. They hate the concept of liberty, which is why they're demonizing this statue. If we built the Statue of Liberty, why would they social engineer so many stigmas and desecration out there about it, when it's only teaching us divine knowledge? Because it represents an old world system that's contrary to capitalism. How do we live in a world with equality and justice for all? We don't. Everything about the people in power show you that they didn't build that statue, because that statue is part of an old world system where everyone who had those kind of statues, this is the westernized version of Ma'at. Balance, equality, treat everyone right, do unto others as you have do unto you. That's the old system. We didn't build a Statue of Liberty. The Statue of Liberty is a westernized form of Krishna, which represent balance. You not harming nobody. You treating. See, the truth is that the Eastern world maintained much of our original spiritual system from the old world.
That's right.
The more west we go, the more we lose the old world system, which is why I'm telling you, the earliest Americans, Columbus thought they were Indians. Because when he came here, he saw the Statue of Liberty already here, y'all. They didn't build nothing.
That's right.
I'm trying to show you something now. Why did Columbus think he was in India? Because all throughout India, you see statues of Lord Krishna that look identical to the Statue of Liberty. Y'all hear me? Let me show you some right now. See, Columbus didn't see a bunch of Native Americans with bare feet and skirts and feathers on. When they came here, they saw a glorious empire with steel, look at the Statue of Liberty. If you ever been to it, you know we didn't build it. People think giants built it. That's how you know the ancestors were great, when people start saying giants built it. Hold on a second, y'all. When they start saying, man, we don't know how it was built, maybe giants built it, and we talking about legit scholars who don't really agree about this Statue of Liberty thing. Now, I did a video about it. We didn't have the technology to build a Statue of Liberty during that time, or the Eiffel Tower, and we don't have the technology to do it now, y'all. So this stuff was left behind after the reset from the old world. And what I'm telling you is that they rewrote history. When the Pilgrims came to America, this is what they saw, y'all. Big, beautiful statues and cathedrals and huge buildings with big old arches and fountains and Victorian style stuff. But they told y'all, we saw Indians scratching their butt in the jungle. And we built all these structures after we civilized the wild Indians. That's a lie. Columbus thought he was in India because when you go to India, you see these same Tartarian structures. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. When you go to India, you see the same old world system in India. Look, that look like Gothic. Don't this look like some Gothic Catholic type stuff?